China appeared to be standing on the edge of a moment that would echo around the global launch industry. The country's first ever orbital attempt at a reusable rocket booster landing. It was a milestone many analysts believed would mark a turning point. Proof that China's commercial launch sector could accelerate into direct competition with SpaceX's Falcon 9, not simply imitate it. And then, just as the world was watching, the attempt vanished. Earlier in the week, commercial launch firm Landspace, the same company behind the world's first Methalox rocket to reach orbit, was preparing to send its stainless steel, medium-lift Juqi-3, also styled Jukai-3 or JQ-3, on a mission that would demonstrate booster recovery for the very first time. Everything pointed to a major debut. The vehicle was on the pad, the airspace closure notices were issued, Chinese media teased the milestone, and international observers cleared their calendars. But instead of a launch, the world received an unexpected sequence of events. First, the mission was scrubbed. Then, it was quietly delayed, without a new date, explanation, or even a hint of when activity might resume. And finally, airspace restrictions were withdrawn entirely, a sign the rocket would not fly anytime soon. Landspace's Juqi-3 is designed as a large, two-stage, liquid-fueled, partially reusable launch vehicle meant to compete directly in the medium-lift commercial market. Its architecture combines stainless steel structural elements with high-efficiency methane and oxygen or Methalox engines, the same propellant combination that, companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Relativity are betting on as the future of reusable rocketry. Block 1 specifications, which is the first flight variant, are as follows. The height is approximately 66 meters with a 4.5 meter core diameter. The fairing comes in at 5.2 meters, and the liftoff mass is around 570 tons. The vehicle is powered by 9 TQ-12A Methalox engines. For first-stage recovery, it uses grid fins, RCS for reorientation, landing legs, and a stainless steel frame. When it comes to performance, the Juqi-3 can deliver 11.8 tons to low Earth orbit if the booster is expended, or 8 tons to LEO when performing a full booster recovery. This first-stage architecture mirrors Falcon 9 in broad concept. 9 engines, landing legs, grid fins, but implements them on a stainless steel frame, which gives it, honestly, Starship-like durability and more straightforward manufacturing. The real leap comes from the Block 2 variant currently in advanced development. This upgraded configuration will increase thrust with 9 TQ-12B engines, each producing more power than the Block 1 models. It'll expand total liftoff mass to about 660 tons and stand 76.6 meters tall. Block 2 will support recovery scenarios ranging from full downrange landings to full return to launch site profiles. It'll support payloads of 21.3 tons to low Earth orbit when expended, 18.3 tons with downrange landing, and 12.5 tons with full RTLS. This places the rocket squarely between Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy in capability, and close enough to provoke Musk's comments. The second stage employs a single TQ-15B vacuum-optimized Methalox engine, providing around 100 tons of thrust, giving the upper stage modern capabilities similar to SpaceX's Merlin vacuum engine class. Landspace expects each booster to be reused at least 20 times, with potential for additional cycles after recertification. One reason Juqi-3 has attracted global attention is the speed of its progress. In just 2 years, Landspace has performed multiple hop tests, culminating in a 10-kilometer powered flight and landing in September 2024, complete with an in-air engine relight. They've executed a 45-second static fire on full flight hardware, completed static fires of integrated stages, and validated components through earlier rockets Juqi-2 and Juqi-2E, strengthening the testing pipeline. The company is also pursuing a far larger Starship-class Super Heavy launcher, informally known as Juqi-X, or JQX. Its new Lanyan 20 engine, rated for 200 tons of thrust, has already achieved half of its expected performance across more than 30 test firings. This is no slow-moving program. Land space is racing. The delay of Juche 3 happens at a moment when China is reorganizing its National Space Administration to better manage its exploding private sector space ecosystem. On November 29th, the China National Space Administration announced a new dedicated department to oversee commercial space activities and a new action plan for 2025 to 2027 to ensure safe, regulated, and high-quality commercial growth. There's also the integration of private launch and satellite companies into the broader national development strategy. China now has more than 600 commercial space companies, a number that has grown sharply in recent years. Combined with major investments from provincial governments, new industrial zones, and rising domestic launch demand, the policy shift signals Beijing's intention to treat commercial space not as a side industry, but as a central pillar of its space ambitions. This tightening of oversight may also influence scheduling, safety reviews, and launch approval cycles, potentially adding more complexity to commercial launch timing. Adding further pressure, 2 other reusable rockets are now standing ready at Jiuquan, all with December launch windows. 1. Long March 12A, state-owned by SAST. 2. Tianlong 3, commercial by Space Pioneer. And 3. Juche 3, commercial by Landspace. All 3 rockets are designed to support China's coming mega constellations of broadband satellites. All 3 are aiming to recover their first stages, and all 3 are part of a new era of intense domestic competition. The Long March 12. A recently made headlines when it was spotted rolling toward the pad around November 25th, its first public appearance. The methane-fueled rocket includes a 3.8-meter diameter for its 2 stages, 7 Longyun engines on the first stage, and a vacuum YF-209 on the upper stage. It offers a payload capacity of up to 12 tons to low Earth orbit. Tianlong 3, meanwhile, is positioned as one of the most Falcon 9-like designs in China and is expected to fly extremely soon. Whoever successfully lands a booster first, state or private, will gain not just technological bragging rights, but market credibility and long-term dominance in China's rapidly growing launch sector. So, is China on the brink of launching its first reusable rocket? Absolutely, just not today. The Juche 3 may be paused, its airspace notices withdrawn, and its date in flux, but none of this lessens the significance of what Landspace is attempting. The next flight window is almost certainly being prepared behind closed doors, waiting for better weather, clearer scheduling space, or final reviews from China's newly reorganized Space Oversight Division. China's first recovered booster, whether Juche 3, Tianlong 3, or Long March 12A, will signal the beginning of a new era. An era in which China is no longer simply catching up to reusability, but racing forward with its own steel-bodied, methane-fed, high-frequency launch systems. Whenever the countdown finally resumes, the world will be watching,